Today I'm going to show you how to do the half hitch bind off. What's cool about it is the match for the half hitch cast on. And you might say, what's that? What's a half hitch cast on? Well, you probably know it more by its common name, which is the long tail cast on, which is very common. It matches. However, this is a note from Mom that she left behind that, she's very perfect on things. It says technically it's the perfect match for the basic cast on, which is the long tail. She called that the basic one. Although I find it difficult to get it to look the same. It is a sewn bind off done with a tapestry needle, and that makes it a little bit harder. But you can see here's the edge. I'll try to hold it up, that the half hitch, aka long tail cast on, makes. And then here's the edge that the half hitch bind off makes. Maybe it will show up better upside down. See there. So they do look the same, but as you can see from the swatch, this one's a little bumpier and maybe a little bigger. It's hard to get your gauge right. Mom made this, and she got everything just about perfect. I will say this, it does have a nice give to it. So it's a good cast on. It's always good to know things. Knowledge is power. So here's how to do the half hitch bind off. You thread the yarn into a tapestry needle, and you start by going into the second stitch on the needle, knitwise, like to knit, and you pull the yarn through. Then you go through the first stitch purlwise, and you pull the yarn through, and that stitch comes off. Second stitch knitwise, first stitch purlwise, and it comes off the needle. A lot easier than Kitchener. Knitwise, purlwise. You can see it's important that you kind of maintain your tension. Mine got a little off there making it loose. So depending on how loose or tight you want this cast on how much you want it to match your beginning, you need to pay attention to that. I probably need to start working mine a little bit tighter. Purlwise off. Knit. Purl. It's pretty easy to do. It's just the maintaining of the tension to me that gets tricky. Try not to split any stitches. You can see it's getting a little more even than it did at the beginning. And I can even make it tighter yet if I feel like it's not matching. Let's see if I can tighten up even more. Knit. Now I'm giving a pretty firm pull on that. Not so firm, I'm just strangling it though. When you get to the last stitch, since there's not a second stitch, just go through it purlwise and it's fastened off. You can see how it got tighter yet and probably a little neater. So again, if you want it really stretchy, you can work it looser, but if you want it, probably to match your cast on more, you probably need to put a pretty good pull on it. If you're binding off from the private or wrong side, it's just the opposite. You're going to go through the first stitch purlwise and the second stitch knitwise. Second stitch purlwise, first stitch knitwise, and it's the one that comes off. So it's purl, knit, purl, my tail keeps getting in there, knit, and off. And that's how you do it.